You know, Mario wasn't the first platformer to ever go into 3D. He actually got beaten first by a robot rabbit.
What?
Really?
Exactly.
Ultra.
What the?
What the?
Baron Aloha?
Why am I
That
suddenly
robot is
thi-
kidnapping cities.
Why am I suddenly thinking of Skull Monkeys?
A little bit. I'm also thinking of
I don't-
Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to remember, sis. And also, I guess just to let people know, how are you familiar with Skull Monkeys?
I mentioned it before. It was because of Logan. He was singing the bonus room song, and I watched him
Oh,
scream
okay.
it.
Anywhozer, James, what are we looking at here?
Anyway, we'll do our little redo look at on Skull Monkeys another time. This is Jumping Flash for the PlayStation 1. Released in 1995, it was honestly, it's one of the first 3D platformers I can think of, released in around 1995. It stars a cute little robot rabbit named Robert.
Roberts.
Who is going to each of these 5 to 8 probably robots who have kidnapped large portions of the planet.
Yep, which Baron Aloha has captured to make as his own private retreat.
Oh my gosh, it's not just a 3D platform, it's a 3D first-person platformer.
Mm-hmm. A first-person 3D platformer, well ahead of its time, and you can definitely see nowadays that it's aged a bit. But at the same time, I don't think it's aged so terribly that it's unplayable nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those weird cases where it may look a bit and may look dated, but gosh dang, it's actually pretty fun to play even today.
It's running pretty smooth, like even draw distance and stuff. It's running pretty good.
That's amazing.
Yes, so.
It gets the job done perfectly fine.
Woo.
So as our little Robert here, his goal is to go through all these worlds while collecting jet pods that clearly don't look like carrots. And in doing so, once he gets them, he can touch that exit spring there and leap to the next landscape he has to liberate.
Now,
How many
real quick,
times can we
just-
jump?
What was that, Hype?
Logan kind of partially asked, but my general question was, what all can this thing do anyway?
Okay, so it can shoot lasers, it can jump a maximum of 3 times. It
Okay.
gets an excellent
Wait,
air
what
height.
was that?
A bonus
That was a
roll.
bonus ring.
Bonus
For that.
Now we are in a bonus stage where we gotta pop all the balloons and grab all the prizes inside them.
I hope it's
Yeah.
not anything like the bonus stage in Ares Action.
Nah. I am not looking for. Well, I was gonna say, like, looking at this, it's reminding me of I gotta get to Metroid Prime soon.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
look
that'd be fun.
at it this way. At least I finished up Zero Mission, so we'll get to that relatively soon.
At the
is
time
true.
of recording, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh,
Come on.
There you go.
so
You know what's kind of sad now that I think about it? What Jumping Flash is doing here is what, well, let's just say that this game did what Bubsy 3D tried to do miles better.
That
Yeah.
being...
Oh jeez.
oh man.
Basically,
What's
that would-
happening?
We're
Oh,
tripping.
we're invincible by literally ingesting some pills.
Okay.
That's why I said we're tripping.
Also, I do think it's cute how Robin, like his eyes, like his little emote, the little Robin in the
Oh,
lower center
that's
changed when we pick up some.
adorable.
Well, like, watch what happens when we look what happens when we pick up a power up.
Well, if I ever pick up a power up.
Oh, you also shoot lasers.
Yep.
See, look, you get
It'll be
all
handy
happy.
for a few other levels when jumping, where you don't have much of the jumping room.
Did it.
Yay!
Boy, we look scary.
What was that sound just now?
The Desmond's going, woo!
Woo!
But yeah.
And off
so,
we go to our next landscape.
Excuse me.
Bad. Oh, nice.
Good thing we just blow up the tether, not so much the entire goddamn island.
Now we can
Sorry.
float in space forever. What?
Sorry guys, I'm kind of having a yawning attack. I don't know why.
Ah.
Kind of like how I get sneezing attacks.
Oh, come on, Sealy. Just because this game looks dead doesn't mean it's boring.
That could be other reasons. You don't know that. Maybe she's just sleep deprived.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean yawning is air conditioner for the brain, and it's hot as hell outside. So,
Yeah, it's just if you're getting oxygen. Oh gosh, they're frying an egg over a volcano.
oh my god.
Ooh, let's try.
Ow!
No eggs. No eggs.
It's not ready yet.
I don't know what I was expecting. Okay. So is there a limit to these items, like the cherry bombs and the rockets?
You can only hold 3 at a time.
That's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
And as always, you can't spring out of there until you have all your jet pods.
So, I mean, the game doesn't look hard right now, per se. You don't even have to fight the enemies. You can just go for the jet pods, and they're easy enough to dodge.
Ah!
Oh, I guess it's
I'm
also a
made of metal.
timer.
Spike shouldn't hurt me. Well, what about Mega Man? He's just a pansy.
I was about to say, oh, it was
never
metals.
knew.
For a minute, I thought it was an enemy, because I was about to say, you'd think being crushed by a devil damn robot would kill the enemy and not so much harm you.
Right.
All
Okay,
right.
there it is.
But yeah, no, like, this game was made
Nice.
by Exact in 1995. It got a sequel a year later, which is essentially, well, an accession of this game. Not too much changes between them there. Oh, nice hot spring. But why do I need to be in a hot spring? I'm a gosh dang robot.
I don't know.
Ooh,
Must have
really?
been left over here. But
So you were saying that this was actually a, you said this was like the first, you said it was like the first, like, transitional 2D to 3D game ever. What was the original game like?
Oh, I didn't say that. I'm just saying
Oh.
saying that Mario wasn't the first 3D platformer. This robot rabbit beat him to the punch by about a year.
Okay, my bad.
that's fair.
Now that being said, I don't even know if this is actually the very first
Oh.
3D platformer. I have my
Oh,
doubts,
man.
but it's definitely one of the most. It's probably the most refined of the old school 3D platformers back in that time.
Hello there.
Although obviously Mario 64 still beats it by a landslide.
Yeah.
This thing. Oh my gosh, this thing has Kraid Scream. Listen.
Wow.
It sounds like Kraid Scream.
Take that!
This may
It
be
sounds
an
like Kraid pitched down.
This may be kind of an inappropriate time to bring it up, but earlier today I showed Logan a screen cap of Ovagia, and there was Mushu.
Oh god.
Just imagine him poking out the hole saying, "I live!" every time.
God damn it, Slovakia.
You got me.
I know they're bound to notice.
So yeah,
Yeah,
we've
done.
liberated these 3 little islands, and we're off to go liberate the next.
Or are we?
Yeah, we never do anything about those other 3 landscapes, for the record. We never
We can just-
like actually take them with us.
I can
To
float for
put
all I
back on the
care.
plane. So, yeah. And this would be our next batch of stages, which is clearly the
Retire.
desert area. But I'll take a break for now.
Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us on this video. We're gonna have it was a nice enough little dated video, but
Dude.
unfortunately it is now over. So that's it, right?
Okay, well, look at the time. Yeah, I was about to say, look at how long the video is. You really think we're ending here?
What is
Oh, I'm ever
next?
the realist. Anyway, so let's see what happened after the events of the
Did you
first
just say
game.
ever the racist?
No,
I said
realist.
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 Oh my god, dude. Anyway, let's move on to our next plot, please.
Look, distraction. We're in space again.
Yeah. Are you the person who is in charge of the
Moo-moo.
Universal City Hall?
Hey, Baron Aloha.
This is the mad scientist Baron Aloha talking to you. Listen, Domka, I have questions for simple
Speaking of race. Also, anyone,
You know-
also, anyone else notice the very subtle prostitute call stickers on the phone?
I actually didn't. I was too busy looking at Puppet Head here.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
A very strange stranger.
For early PlayStation 1, this actually doesn't look too bad in terms of how they handle FFVs.
Yeah. So
What
yeah,
is
enter.
that?
This is Captain Kabuki, collector of planets.
Okay.
Departs the scene and lands upon a small asteroid. Unable to cope with the monstrosity that is Kabuki, he calls Universal City Hall and begs for help as his beloved hideaway is made into so much Swiss cheese.
You got all that?
To the Baron's plight, the
Did you get all that?
Justice decides to send
For 90, you know what? For 1996, this dub is it's appropriate given how lighthearted this game series is. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our sequel.
Jumping Flash 2. Big Trouble in Little Moo.
Ha. That's a Big Trouble in Little China reference. But yeah, so I guess I'll first off get the question out of the way. How is this different from the first game?
Not too terribly different. I mean, you still the controls are roughly the same, though this time you're actually liberating the parts of Little Moo that are trapped inside these bottles by our Captain Kabuki here. God, just look at that! Look at that face.
Yeah, look at that weird. There's a number of things that I could say that looks like. I mean, there's a lot of inappropriate things that it looks like too. I'll say it looks. I'll say it looks like a shuttlecock from the game Badminton.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I just realized that thing spiked. I should probably just blow it up with my lasers. So for this game, instead of rescuing for getting jet pop parts, now you actually have to rescue the little moo-moos.
Oh, that actually looked kind of cool. The whole the effect of actually jumping in water. It's like temporarily, the vision kind of got temporarily warped when you're under there. Like I don't remember any 3D games really doing something like that. Or 3D games back then.
This is one of the only few that I can think of that do it.
Die, please, thank you. Any controls or any new additional power-ups that we get this time around?
Dead offhand, I don't think there's any major changes to your control scheme. It's mostly more of the same.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, given this game was released literally a year after the first game, I guess that makes some amount of sense. The one thing I also noticed with this game is that for some odd reason they actually changed Robin's actor now. Like, instead of being this high-pitched voice, now it sounds like a man.
One left.
Like that.
Okay. And that was him. That was him. Barrel Aloha.
Take that. Ooh, look,
And
special
as
stage.
as always, there's still the bonus ring. So let's jump right in.
Woo!
I wonder if we can find another power up here.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Come on, get on the. There you
Oh,
go.
goodness me.
Man, some balloons are tougher to pop than others. But
So is there any reason why you would want to jump on enemies and not just shoot them?
I think it just does more damage overall. Besides, don't you guys want to experience the thrill of being able to pop on enemies' heads in first person?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Yeah, I guess those with motion sickness probably would want to skip the game. Oh shit! I'm out.
The ironic thing is, I'm still prone to motion sickness, and I'm fine right now.
It's just me looking back up and saying, "Oh, we're
Well,
falling."
it's boy. Yeah,
Well, hey,
it's
you
not
know what?
that-
Good.
I was gonna say it's not that bad. Like it's not as bad as say Mirror's Edge.
Yeah. This is essentially Baby's first Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge is not that bad. I don't know.
I think it's kind of disorienting to get used to. Like, I haven't played the sequel or prequel or whatever it's supposed to be. Is it any better about that?
The sequel, well, first off, in terms of mobility, no, well, in terms of hopefully making you not motion sickness, I don't know what you're expecting. It's the same kind of gameplay, first-person parkour, except one complaint people had was that they made it more open-world based, which, cool, more exploration, but the issue is that, like, one of the perks of the first Mirror's Edge was that it was very much designed around the idea of trying to find the right puzzle out so they could build level designs around that. But now that it's open world, now they have to design all the levels so that they can be completed no matter which direction you're coming from, and thus, as always, the more it's the problem of the more freedom you give any person, the easier you have to try and make the level design work. Otherwise, it gets really complicated really quickly.
Yeah.
So,
I can imagine how that would be a stress inducer.
some people thought it just dumbed down the formula. It was any hooser. So how did you come to learn about the Jump and Flash games?
I vaguely remember hearing about it in a Game Informer. It was either Game Informer or Electronic Gaming Monthly when they were doing their top 10 or 100 games or something like that. I remember there's that. Though the biggest exposure I got with this game was with the PlayStation Network store. Or the PlayStation Store, yeah. Where when they started selling PS1 games to download. I think this was one of the first few that came out.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, my curiosity was rather big at that time, so I gave it a shot, and, well, I will say, no regrets.
Yeah, I think this is looking good.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, assuming you can get behind a first-person 3D platformer in the first place.
I think
I
it,
don't
I
really
think
have
it
any
worked.
big objections to the idea. Like I was able to get used to things like I was about to say Portal, but I'm not sure if that counts as like a proper first-person platform.
No, I think that works.
I mean, not to the degree of that, but I can see where you're coming from. Like, this one, like, it really wants you to go sky high or go home.
Right. I think.
Oh, that's right. There's also time stop in the form of a clicker.
Time stop.
One left.
Basically.
I will say that camera controls and stuff, and like the way it's very much. Like, I'm really glad that this actually runs fairly. Oh crap! This is still a thing.
Can you feel the sunshine?
He couldn't kick the habit, poor Robert.
And I'm glad to see that it runs fairly smoothly, because if this was stiff or like Bubsy 3D levels of movement and like slowness, it would be really disorienting.
Yeah, this isn't nearly as stiff as say Bubsy 3D, though you will have to deal with tank. You will have to deal with tank controls though.
Well, at least it makes sense because you are a freaking tank essentially.
Yeah.
Yay!
Also, I love how the moo sounds so just about as butch as Robin does here.
Now,
It belies their cute features.
were the Moo Moos evil, or are they just pretty much like the? I'm forgetting what their freaking names are. The surf bombs.
Yummy.
In the original game, like, they barely appear, but you could. It sort of seemed like they were evil. Here, it's a little more obvious that they were they're just pawns of Baron Aloha, and since Baron Aloha himself has kind of got his ass kicked by Captain Kabuki, well, we got to go help his little friends too.
Okay.
Yeah, also
Okay.
another flying turtle.
So how's the soundtrack?
So
do you
I
think?
guess I should ask,
Right.
Oh. Yeah, there you go.
Soundtrack, pretty good.
All right, and I back to you.
It's pretty good for its time.
Okay, and back to you, Hype.
I was about to say, are these the only 2 games in this series?
There was 1 or 2 more games that were released in Japan only, but as far as what we got, we only got 1 and 2.
Okay.
And and the other ones the other ones in the series, I think I think they're supposed to be unrelated spin-offs.
Alrighty. What do you think of all of this, Seely?
I'm not really sure what to think, honestly.
But it stars a cute robot rabbit. How can you not like it?
Well, I'm
Real
not
quick,
saying I
Logan,
don't
I want
like
you
it,
to do
I'm
me a
just not sure what to make of it all.
What do you want me to do, Hype?
Oh, it's already dead. I was about to say, right as it died, I want you to quote
Alright.
the line from Jaws when they were about to shoot Jaws.
Oh, Smile, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Smile, you son of a bitch. We did it! Yay!
That works. So we've liberated parts of Little Moo, and well, this time we actually take him with us.
Where they are?
Hey, come back here with my collection.
Oh my! What a
Oh my god, I thought you were joking with that voice.
Hey, Baron.
Just because he's the hero, don't mean you got to root for him. Axel.
Aw, he's all upset that he has to rely on their help.
Yeah, he didn't. I did not ask for this.
It's the irony.
Which is, the irony, because he did. But yeah, by this point we would actually, instead of a desert level, we actually go to an Oriental-themed level. Like, I think as compared to the first game, this one goes a lot more for the resort type of settings. Because, well, that's obviously what Little Moo was made into at the time.
Gotcha.
Oh, this time it actually taunts us for wanting to take a break. Jerks.
Oh, game over.
Oh. Are you sure you don't want to come back for a second round? I would be happy to entertain you.
No, thank you.
I think I'm good. That's fair. So yeah, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our look at on the Jumping Flash games for the PS1. I mean, if you want to give them a shot for yourselves, unfortunately, the most convenient way to do so is through the PlayStation 3's PSN store. So if you have one of those, you're in luck. But on that note, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
Lucky Jack 20.
Hylian Princess Lita.
And I know nothing!
And Captain Kabuki here would like to give you a farewell.
Oh god. Bye bye.